Pass rolling to his right. They throw it. The in route to Tanner. Steck makes the catch. Steck dives for the pylon. Touchdown!
Up by the Nuggets and an attack. That'll go for a kill from Anasteer.
Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown, Swirls. Sets up middle. Jensen for the exclamation point kill.
30, the 20, the 15, the 10, and an 85-yard touchdown run for Landon Olsen.
Ulster Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Welcome to the final week in high school football across the state of North Dakota. We are live here from the Gateway to the Grasslands in Milner, North Dakota at Gaynor Field. Your live event welcomes you to Milner for a Region 1 9-man football competition. The number 1 ranked team in the state, the undefeated Sargent County Bulldogs, are hosting the 5-3 Raiders of Maple River. Hope you all are having a fantastic Friday evening. I am Bryce Hogness and honored to be here to help broadcast tonight's game between the visiting Raiders and the Bulldogs. This is the pregame show on your live event. Last week of the season is upon us, and playoff hopes are still alive for the Raiders of Maple River. The Sargent County Bulldogs have locked in the number 1 spot here so far for Region 1. Earlier in the week, I was able to catch up with Bulldogs head football coach Eric Olsen. Olsen has been the Bulldogs head coach since 2005. And it is his 19th season as the leader of the program. Here's what he had to say.
All right, joining me again for the pregame show one final time for the year, we have with us Coach Eric Olsen of the Sargent County Bulldogs, who are 8-0 and 7-0 in Region 1 play. Eric, looking back a year from now, did you dream of having your team being in this position?
You know what? We knew when we were going to be going 9-man that we were going to be a pretty darn good team. Now to tell me that we'd be sitting 8-0, we're moving towards 9-0 and region champs, and having running clock as much as we've had, I wouldn't have guessed that. It's a compliment to our guys. They've worked extremely hard to get to this point, and our coaching staff. So I knew that we were going to be good. I would have never guessed that we'd be ranked number 1 in the state and where we're sitting at. But these guys set goals for that. They wanted to get to this point, and they've earned this position so far. But we still got a few more goals left to accomplish, and we got some time here in the next few weeks to accomplish those goals. So.
Yeah, for sure. Now, we've just got one, obviously, final game left here of the regular season. From a regional seeding perspective, kind of no matter what happens, you guys got the number 1 seed locked up, and maybe even some idea who you might be playing here in the weeks to come. How important is a good finish the season off strong here with a win tonight for you? I mean, I've got a feeling a win Friday could mean home field advantage through the playoffs as well. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we talked about it in practice the other day. We said, the scary thing for us is I really feel that we have not played our best football yet. We've had glimpses of it, and we've had, there's a few games where we've played extremely well, but I don't think that we've put a complete game together, and that's like we've talked about. That's kind of my perfection, that I'm trying to, I should try not to have that in my mind, but I still think it's out there. So as far as this week, yes, if we are going to be the number one seed out of Region 1. It pretty much looks like, unless there is an absolute fluke with Nelson County happening tonight, we're going to be hosting Nelson County next week in Gwinner. Next Saturday afternoon. The overall region seating will come out on Saturday, as far as, or not the region seating, but the overall state seating. What they do is each of the four region coaches will rank, the four region champion coaches will rank the region champions 1 through 4, and that only comes into play for semifinals. So in the old days, it used to be a true East versus West state championship game. But now you could cross bracket, so it could be for instance, a West Hope Newburgh Glenburn would be traveling to Gwinner for a semifinal. You can travel across the state for that semifinal games, and they do that so hopefully to get a true state championship game. In some years, maybe that state championship was played in the semifinals because of two solid teams in the West or in the East or whatever. But so that'll come out on Saturday, and I truly feel that we'll be, either a 1 or 2 seed going into the playoffs, which in essence it does mean home field all throughout. And I tell you what, that makes a huge difference of not having to jump on the bus and travel on a Saturday morning to a faraway location. So our guys are excited about that opportunity, and first we got to get through a Maple River team tonight that frankly, they're playing for their playoff lives too. Yeah. They need a win, and Hankinson lost in their end, so they're not completely out of it. We're going to have to play well against Maple River here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at the games that they've played on the schedule. They've lost to the top opponents, right? Hankinson, Wymer, Lidgerwood, and then last week in Lemoore. Against Lemoore, Litchfield Marion. But really not a bad team, sitting on here, and they're going to have obviously they need a little help, but they've still got a dog in the fight, right? But what do you see against Maple River, coached here by Larry Fontaine? What are some things that you can see that his team is doing that can cause a little bit of problems for the Bulldogs this week?
They've got a couple real nice athletes. Their quarterback, number 9, T. Silling, he's 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a hard runner. He'll keep the ball in his hands out of the quarterback position and get some blockers in front of him, and he can take it to the house on any play. He's a very good thrower. He's able to buy some time. He's definitely not the body build of Rayshawn Earl that we saw in Hankinson, but he can buy some time in the pocket and extend plays out to find some receivers, much like Rayshawn did. So we're going to have to account for him, and then their running back, Carter Bosch. He's not very big. He's listed as 5'8", 135 pounds, but the kid is electric fast. You watch some of the plays that he's made on film, and if he gets out in the open and is able to turn the corner on teams, he's gone. So those two, they've got a couple other players. The Drogan kid at tight end or wide receiver, he's kind of their go-to guy. But if we contain Silling and Bosch, I feel good about our chances. And then, frankly, defensively, they're going to stack the box where they're going to put all 9 defenders, at least they have in past games, they're going to be within 3-4 yards of the line of scrimmage and just dare you to throw. So we're going to have to capitalize when we have some opportunities through the passing game and see if hopefully we can establish a ground game against, sometimes blocking 6 on 8, when you account for the, wide receivers or quarterback. So we got our work cut out for us, but, the guys they're chomping at the bit to get back on the field on Friday night. So, we'll see what happens.
Very good. Very good. Well, hey, Coach, it's been a lot of fun here this season. I appreciate you taking the time each week on home games to chat with me. Any final thoughts here at the end of the season, end of the regular season?
Well, Bryce, I got to thank you. I know we've received a lot of compliments, both near and far, of the your play-by-play and just doing your homework and knowing the interviews and understanding knowing the kids, getting to know the kids. So I appreciate all the work that you've done, because you've been able to look at all the viewers that we've had throughout the weeks at our home games. So people really appreciate being able to tune in when they can't make it to the games. So I thank you for all of your work, Bryce. You've done a great job this year.
I appreciate that, Coach. It's been a lot of fun and quite fulfilling to me. I like we've talked about in the past. And honestly, Coach, I'll tell you about this maybe off air, but I had another dream about playing high school football the other week, and I know you've mentioned that to your kids before, but it's a good way to get back and really get in with the kids on the program, and it's been a lot of fun, and I appreciate you guys' work on everything that you've done here this season to help me out. It's been a lot of fun.
I always say once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. So I had plenty of dreams too in high school football. Some of them aren't very good. I'll tell you, my worst dream is, and Brooke can attest to this, I'll wake up and I'll have forgotten to paint the field come 7 o'clock on Friday night. So that dream hasn't come true yet, and we make sure that field is painted by definitely by Thursday. But there's always that's a nightmare for me. So hopefully it doesn't come true anytime soon. But no, I thank you again, Bryce.
Yeah, you bet. Thank you so much, Coach, and good luck here this week. That was Coach Eric Olson with the Sargent County Bulldogs. We'll be back after a few minutes.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota. If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Maddox, Page, and Castleton. Or visit our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
Here's Trail District Health Unit Administrator Brenda Stallman with a timely health tip for the women in our lives.
October is a good time to take heed to that annual reminder of getting your mammogram. All women should be getting screened for breast cancer. Mammograms are essential. You can catch lesions that are far smaller than what you can see with the naked eye or feel with your fingers. So please take that moment to schedule your mammogram.
Contact Trail District Health Unit in Hillsborough to learn more on breast cancer prevention during this National Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
We are back here at Gaynor Field in Milner, North Dakota, ahead of the Maple River Raiders visiting the Sargent County Bulldogs. Earlier this week, I was able to catch up with Maple River's head coach, Larry Fontaine. The Maple River Raiders are hosting a 5-3 record so far on the season. They do need a win tonight as well as a loss for the Hankinson Pirates to make it into the playoffs. And here was my interview this week with Coach Larry Fontaine of the Maple River Raiders.
All right, joining me ahead of this week's game against Sargent County, we have with us head coach for the Maple River Raiders and his 5th season as the head coach of the program, Larry Fontaine. Larry, welcome to the pregame show on your live event.
Hi, thank you.
So we are here. It's the end of the regular season. You all have a 5-3 record thus far on the year. Beautiful midseason streak of 4 consecutive wins, and last week with a loss against a tough Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion Lobo team, and now facing off, as we all know, against a 8-0 Sargent County team. Are there some different things that we might be seeing out of this Maple River team that you might be throwing at the Bulldogs here this week to kind of see if we can put a few, dents in their armor?
Well, we are, last week we spent the whole week going out of the double wing, and then we tried to run the double wing against Moore. It didn't work. So this week we're going to just, go back to the drawing board and run out of the wishbone, the eye, the pro, offset eye. We're going to do some trips, spread. We're just going to run everything that we ran all year and hopefully find something that will allow us to control the ball a little bit and keep their offense off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the defensive side, obviously, you see a lot, at least from the tape that I was watching, a lot of 8 guys in the box, against the offense, and I'm sure Sargent County may be looking to kind of spread that out a little bit more, especially when they've got a couple of taller tight ends that they're up against, that you'll be up against as well, that are pretty quick on their feet too. So, to you, what are, as we're at the end of the season here, I know it gets a little bit difficult. The rosters get a little bit thinner as we have a few injuries out there, kind of getting you down a little bit. But to you, what are some keys to coming out successful here this week for your Raider team against Sargent County?
Well, control the ball. We think we should be able to score against them. We have, some talented athletes on the squad as well. We have a really good quarterback, T.C. Lane. Our running back, Carter Bosch, is one of the best, I feel, in the state. Not very big, but he's just a great athlete. Yeah. Preston Dowes, Thompson, Connor Dahl. We got some athletes on offense that can help us. We just have to be able to control the ball a little bit, and then when they get the ball, find ways to stop them. So if we can find ways to stop them and control the ball, we'll be okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. From what I could see on some tape here, you said it. You guys have some really, really great athletes that can kind of make a few guys miss and get around the outside and break away for you as well. I know we need a couple of things to go in your favor to continue on to the season. First of all, would need to be a win here this week against Sargent County, and then of course for Hankinson to lose their matchup against Griggs-Dakota. As we're sitting here at the end of the season, what are your final thoughts on I guess how the season has gone for your squad so far this year?
Well, I think our season has gone well. We only have 18 kids on the football team, and on Friday we'll dress probably 13. I mean, these kids have played their hearts out. They've listened, worked hard, left everything on the field, and we as a coaching staff couldn't be prouder. They're great kids. They want to play football. They want to win, and they work hard every day in practice, and, we're proud of them. We knew going into the season we'd probably have to be 6-3 to get in the playoffs. And it looks like we might fall maybe just a little short, but I can't, complain at all. I mean, I love my job. I love coaching our kids, and they, give everything they can every week. And so, we'll play our hearts out on Friday against Sargent Central, and the coach can't ask for any more.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it best there. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to visit with me ahead of the game this week. Best of luck to you against the Bulldogs, and congratulations so far on the season, what you guys have been able to accomplish. Coach Fontaine, thank you so much for your time. We'll be back here in just a few minutes with more pregame show coming at you after a word from our sponsors.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us. The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Welcome back here to Gaynor Field in Milner, North Dakota, ahead of tonight's matchup between the visiting Maple River Raiders and the home Sargent County Bulldogs. Back outside here of Gaynor Field in Milner, kind of a chilly day here. Rain throughout the day. Cleared up a little bit now. Still overcast, but the grass, I'm sure, is still a bit slick on the field. Temperatures have cooled off just a few degrees, and the wind has picked up just a little bit. The Sargent County Bulldogs this year so far are 8-0. The last game of the regular season for both teams, the Bulldogs here have outscored their opponents by a margin of around 37 points per game through the first 8 games of the year, earning them an 8-0 record and the number 1 ranking in the state polls as well as Region 1. Looking across the Region 1 tonight to cap off the 2023 regular season here in 9-man football. Enderlin is traveling over to Colfax to take on the Richland Colts. And with playoff implications, the Warbirds from Wyndmere Lidgerwood will take on the Lobos from Lemoore Litchfield Marion. We will keep a close eye on that one tonight, as that will dictate the number 2 and 3 seeds in Region 1 play. And a game that could affect Maple River's shot at the playoffs, Hankinson will be traveling up to Cooperstown to take on the Griggs Mid-Coda Titans. Other games of note that are broadcasting right now here on your live event. Football on the North Dakota side, we have Oak Grove taking on Hillsboro Central Valley. Harvey-Wells County will be playing the Squirrels of Central Cass, and on the Minnesota side, you'll find International Falls taking on Aitkin. Other games of interest that are going on around 9-man football. The number 3, New Rockford Cheyenne, takes a trip up to Pembina to take on North Border. Napoleon Gackle Streeter will be visited by Grant County Flasher. Number 4, Mohall Lansford Sherwood is traveling to West Hope to take on the number 4 West Hope Newburgh Glenburn squad as well. The 7-1 Comets from Alexander are traveling to Surrey to take on the Mustangs, and North Star is hosting Larimore. The 7-1 Cougars from North Prairie are traveling to Four Winds, and Nelson County plays Midway Minto in Mackville, which could determine the Bulldog opponent in the first round of the playoffs. As we mentioned earlier, the Bulldogs do have the number 1 seed in Region 1 all set here to take the number 1 seed. Now, a win tonight could help their chances of the overall state ranking and staying number 1, which would guarantee them home field throughout the playoffs if they were to win through. As we mentioned earlier, Maple River does have a shot that's a little bit out of their hands. They've got to have a couple of things roll their way. A win here tonight against Sargent County, as well as Hankinson, a loss as well. And looking here across Region 1, I'll start from top to bottom. As far as rankings go here throughout to finish out the season with one last game remaining tonight. Sargent County is in the number 1 spot. Wyndmere Lidgewood and Lemoore Litchfield Marion will battle it out for the number 3 spot. And Maple River, as of right now, sits at number 5, Hankinson at number 4, followed by Richland, Hatton, Northwood, Griggs County, Dakota, and Enderlin, and then Fairmont, Campbell, Tinta, Rossholt, Tri-State. Did not have any games that counted on the regular season schedule here towards region wins. We'll be back here in just a few minutes with starting lineups after a word from our sponsors.
I'm Mandy Latour. I'm confident in the game, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
I'm Mandy Latour. I'm confident in the game, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, GooseRiverGolfClub.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley school districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give DeWitt a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit or money market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Live back here in Milner, North Dakota at Gaynor Field ahead of tonight's matchup between the Maple River Raiders and the Sargent County Bulldogs. Starting lineups, it looks like the Sargent County Bulldogs will be receiving the ball first, so I will go ahead and announce the offensive side of the ball for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Under center, the returning starter, junior wearing number 9, Michael Hoisted as quarterback. In the backfield, senior Colton Cadoon. And on the gridiron, again here in the backfield, we've got our junior James Trainer. On the bookends, on the offensive side, we've got our lengthy seniors, the 6'5" Josh Widdish wearing number 80 and the 6'4" Luke Martinson sporting number 10. On the offensive line, we've got starters number 52, Grady Waylander, number 70, Isaac Harris, and junior wearing number 56, Marcus Mathias. On the defensive side for the Maple River Raiders, wearing number 3 at free safety, Carter Bosch. At linebacker, wearing number 4, Preston Dowes. At linebacker, wearing number 5, Stephen Drogan. At linebacker, wearing number 8, Connor Dahl. On the defensive end side of the field, who's also playing the quarterback on the other side, T. Silling. Number 14, Dylan Zahn. Calvin Satcham. And Levi Trader, as well as Jonah Thompson. We'll be back in just a minute.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945-2460.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve. Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance. We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
All right, back here at Gaynor Field ahead of kickoff. And the Sargent County Bulldogs are set to receive as the visiting Maple River Raiders will be kicking off. And it appears that the Raiders will be kicking from north to south as senior number 1, Nick Hansen, is set deep to receive. 7:06 here on Friday, the 13th of October, and it sure feels like it, folks. It earlier in the show mentioned that the game temperature earlier today got to about a high of 50, mostly rain throughout most of the day, and temperatures have cooled off just a few degrees here, and the wind has started to die down as they'll take the kickoff, and the Bulldogs will touch it, but it looks like they are able to retain possession of it. That looked like that was number 12 for the Bulldogs, Ryan Ing, the sophomore. And the Bulldogs will start off with excellent field position here as the ball will be spotted. It looks like right around just before the midfield at around the 49-yard line. And the Bulldogs will start off in a receiver to the left and to the right, James Traynor in the background, and they'll hand it off to him up the middle, and he'll have a little room and keep on his feet and dive forward for a first down. And it looks like they will give him that as Traynor picks up about 11 yards on the play, bringing the Bulldogs to right around the 40-yard line in Raider territory. And the Bulldogs will line up again in the same formation with a receiver off to the left and to the right, Traynor in the backfield. Shotgun snap, hands it off to Traynor onto the right side, and he's got a little room, makes a couple of people miss, and drives forward. We've got multiple flags thrown on the play. When Traynor goes down, it kind of looked like from here there could be a face mask as they were trying to get Traynor down. And that appears to be what they will see the call from the white hat. And that is a personal foul. And because he was down within the 30-yard line, that is a 15-yard penalty because it was the penalty happened within the 30, and that being a 15-yard penalty, they will assess a half the distance to the goal. And the ball will be placed right around the 14-yard line for the Bulldogs. This time the Bulldogs will line up in an I formation with one receiver off to the left as Hoisted passes it off to Kadoon, who runs it up the middle. He's got some room, and he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Kaboom Kadoon, wearing number 25, the senior for Sargent County, gets into the end zone. And just like that, the Bulldogs are up 6-0. And Bjarne Benson, the foreign exchange student from Germany, comes in to kick the extra point as Kadoon, who just scored the touchdown, is set to hold. And the snap. The ball is a little wet here tonight, folks. The snap was good, the hold was good, but it looked like he couldn't quite get under it enough, and the ball went a little low, and that will be no good. We'll be back here in just a minute.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley students, teachers, and staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or...
Back here at Gaynor Field, 6-0 Sargent County over Maple River, and a kind of a squib kick. It hits, and the Bulldogs look to recover the football. And that ball had hit the leg of a Raider, bounced back into the hands, and it looks like John Kotke, the senior wearing number 66, comes up with the loose ball, and Sargent County has got the ball again with great field position on their side of the 50-yard line, and it looks like they'll mark him at right around the 46-yard line. So Sargent County coming out strong here with essentially 2 consecutive possessions as they line up in an I formation with Nick Hansen off to the far side left. And Hoisted drops back, looks to pass, gets a little pressure, sees Whittish downfield, and the ball is beautifully deflected. That was number 5 for Maple River on the stuff there. That was Drogan, who made a beautiful tip on that ball to keep that out of the hands of Josh Whittich, and it'll be 2nd and 10 for Sargent County. Once again, Bulldogs lining up in an I formation with Nick Hansen split off to the left. Cadoon and Trainer in the backfield, and we've got some movement up front on the side of Maple River. And that looked like a neutral zone in penalty on number 7, Gabriel Burnson. So the Bulldogs will have a 2nd and 5 situation crossing the midfield here at the 49-yard line on the other side of the field. Same formation. Nick Hansen split out to the left and handed off to Trainer, who's on the right side, and he's going, and he's at the 30, the 20, the 10, and he is gone, and the Bulldogs get back on the board one more time. Trainer on a 49-yard scamper, and just like that, Sargent County has a 12-0 lead here with 10 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the first quarter. And once again, Benson will line up to kick the extra point. Cadoon set to hold. And Benson still on the ground there. And like I said, folks, the field is wet. He looked like he slipped as soon as the ball made contact with his foot. And the Bulldogs will keep a 12-0 lead here with 10:38 left to go in the first. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities to benefit all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
Back here at Gaynor Field. Folks, if you're just joining us, we're just a few minutes into the game, 10 minutes and 38 seconds in, and the Bulldogs have struck first with a 14-yard run in by Cadoon on their very first possession, and had kind of an onside kick that the Bulldogs had recovered, got the ball back, and from 49 yards out, James Trainer took it up the middle right side for 6 more points. Both points after were no good, as the field conditions here are a little wet and it's a little cold. Bjarne Benson having a little tough time getting probably a good footing here on this cold, wet grass in the middle of October. And the Maple River Raiders take the ball over here at about the 30-yard line. They'll line up with trips to the right, one in the backfield. And high snap comes, pressure up the middle, and he will go down. Wittich and Waylander get in on the stop there, and we'll see who they give that to. Wittich is only a half a sack away from the all-time record here for Sargent County for sacks in a season. And they lost about 2 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 12 yards to go, and they're lining up with a full house here and kind of a wishbone formation as they pitch the ball off to the near side, and he will have a little room and is able to pick up a pretty decent gain of about 7 yards on the play, bringing up about 3rd and 6 to go here for the Raiders. That was number 3, Carter Bosch on the run, the 5'8" junior, wearing number 3. Maple River tonight, white helmet, white pants. White helmet, white jersey, blue pants. Sargent County in navy blue jerseys and navy blue pants, white helmet, as they take the ball up the middle. That is number 8, Connor Dahl, the senior, at 180 pounds. And we've got a 4th down and 3 yards to go for Maple River on their first possession of the game. On the offensive side for the Raiders, at running back number 3, Carter Bosch. Tight end Preston Dowles wearing number 4. Wide receiver number 5, Steve Drogan. The fullback, Connor Dahl, is wearing number 8. Quarterback, T. Silling, is wearing number 9 in the backfield there. Center, Calvin Satram, wearing number 31. Offensive line, Owen Tickey. And the punt is a good one. Sails pretty deep, and the Bulldogs will pick it up at about the 26-yard line. And he's got room. That's Chauncey Levitt off to the left. He crosses midfield and will get to about the 47-yard line on the Maple River side of the football. And once again, a nice start for Sargent County on this 3rd possession of theirs with 8 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the first quarter here at Gaynor Field in Milner for the last regular season game, I should say, of the season for both teams and across the state of North Dakota, as Sargent County lines up with 2 off to the right, 1 to the left, Trainer in the backfield. Shotgun snap over to Hoisted, looks, passes right. He's got Hansen, and Hansen crosses the 40, gets to about the 38-yard line, depending on where they will mark him down. And they'll have about 2 yards to go, a nice 8-yard gain on the pass from Hoisted to Hansen. And on this 2nd down and a little over 1, probably 2 yards to go here, the Bulldogs line up with Hansen and Levitt off to the right, Cadoon in the backfield with Hoisted. As Hoisted takes a snap, hands it off to Cadoon off to the left side. He runs up the middle and is able to get a 1st down for Sargent County right around the 30-yard line. And the Bulldogs will spread out a little bit here with Martinson off to the left and Lovett and Hansen to the right. Cadoon in the backfield takes a snap. Hoisted looks to the left. Down the middle of the field, he's got Martinson. He has got Wittich wearing number 80. And they connect right before the goal line, and Wittich is able to march on in to put 6 more on the board for Sargent County. That was a 30-yard pass completed, and Wittich gets in the end zone, making the score 18-0 with 7:20 here to go in the first quarter. And we will see what Sargent County does here. I would venture to guess they are going to go for 2, as the conditions on the field are not super advantageous for kicking here tonight. And they do, and they spread Hansen way off to the far left and Lovett off to the far right. And they hand the ball off to Cadoon up the middle, and he gets in for 2, extending Sargent County's lead 20-0 here with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated, plus has extended harvest hours. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administration.
Back here at Gaynor Field, the Bulldogs set to kick it off, and this one goes a little bit deeper, and the ball is fielded right around the 20-yard line on the far side of the field. And he is able to sort of plow through, and it's taking a whole host of Bulldogs to bring him down. That was number 8, Connor Dahl, the 5'9", 180-pound senior, wearing number 8. And it looks like they will start this drive off right around the 34-yard line with 7:13 here to go in the first quarter, as the Bulldogs have a early 20-0 lead, and Maple River lines up with a lot of men in the box in kind of a wing T formation. They'll hand it off to the left side, and that will net probably a loss of a yard there on the play. Running the ball for the Maple River Raiders was number 3, Carter Bosch, the 5'8" junior. And the Raiders, if you can't see on the camera over there, they've only got about 13 folks dressed here tonight. Started the season off with about 18 on the roster, and 4 new athletes actually on the squad here this year that hadn't played football since at least junior high or at all. As Silling comes back, he does find Bosch on the left side there. He's got some room and is able to pick up a nice gain, and he will get right around the midfield to move the chains for an 11-yard gain. And the Raiders get on the first down train here for the first time tonight. And the Raiders come up to the line here on 1st and 10 after a nice first down gain. And they've got sort of 2 wings. They'll flip it out. Silling will drop back. He's got a little pressure, gets the ball off, and right in the way there is Nick Hansen wearing number 1. That ball was intended for number 8, Connor Dahl for Maple River. Incomplete pass, bringing up 2nd and 10 here for the Raiders. And I apologize, folks. I believe I said the 50-yard line before, and I'm lined up just a little offset here. That was the 45-yard line that they are set up here at on their side of the field. This time the Raiders look to split a couple off to the right. They've got 2 receivers off to the right, 1 to the left, and 1 in the backfield with Silling. and he'll send him in motion. Filling comes in, got a lot of pressure up front, and he goes down. And it looks like both Wielander and Martinson are in on that one, as the Raiders will lose about 3 yards there on the play, bringing up a third and a long 13 yards for Maple River. As Silling takes the ball in, the play in from Coach Fontaine. And they're lining them up all in the box here again with kind of a wing T type of formation. They pitch off to the right and able to get around the outside a little bit, but doesn't get past the line of scrimmage, and they'll probably lose a yard on there. That was number 3, Carter Bosch, on the pitch. It looked like he bobbled it a little bit, but was able to retain possession. But they'll lose about a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th and 14 here for Maple River with 5 minutes and 7 seconds clock running as Nick Hansen goes deep to receive the punt. Calvin Satcham is lined up to punt for Maple River in the backfield. He's wearing number 31. He's a senior, 6 foot. And the play is almost botched, but somehow Satcham is able to get rid of the ball. Field conditions here, guys, the ball is wet out on the field and creating a little bit of problems. The snap was quite low and a little bit off to the right side of Satcham. He was able to retain possession sort of and at least get the ball away from got it to almost the 50-yard line. It looks like they'll spot it around the 49 as the ball appeared to land out of bounds on the far side of the field. And the Bulldogs, once again, will have excellent field position to start their 4th possession of the game so far with only 4 minutes and 36 seconds left in the first quarter. Bulldogs have seen a lot of football on a short field, and we will see what they do here, and the Bulldogs will spread way out. Typically, this Maple River defense lines a lot of guys up in the box. They love to run a 4-4 type of defense, and Sargent County will try to spread that out. As Hoisted takes a snap, he'll run up the middle and get maybe minimal gain with forward progress, maybe gained a yard on the play, bringing up 2nd and about 9 yards to go. As typically that 4-4 defense is one of a favorite of Coach Larry Fontaine, the 5th-year head coach for Maple River. 27 years of coaching experience for Coach Fontaine. And about 5 years ago, took over as head coach of the program, teacher over at the Hope Page High School. And the Bulldogs, again, will split 2 off to the right, 2 to the left, 1 in the backfield with Hoisted. It looks to be like it's Cadoon, as Hoisted launches the ball over just over the shoulders of Luke Martinson. As Chauncey Lovett checks out of the game and James Traynor checks in, we've got a 3rd and 9 situation here for the Bulldogs on their 4th possession of the game. And the Raiders will need a stop here to get something going, as Sargent County will line up in an I formation with Nick Hansen off to the near side here. As Hoisted makes a hard count snap, pitches the ball off the Traynor onto the right side, and Traynor kind of dances around, gets a few good blocks, and he makes a few guys miss. And that was an excellent run by Traynor with the patience of letting the play and the blocks sort of develop. And the Bulldogs will end up with another 1st down and keep this drive alive here late in the first quarter with 3:36 left to go. The ball will be spotted down at about the 34-yard line in Raider territory. And Hoisted takes the play call in from Coach Eric Olson. And as the Bulldogs break the huddle, Chauncey Lovett and Nick Hansen appear to be going off to the right, and Luke Martinson off to the left with Cadoon in the backfield with Hoisted. And they send Hansen in motion, and a flag is thrown before the ball is snapped. And that was a delay of game on Sargent County, pushing the ball back 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 15 for Eric Olson and his team. As the Bulldogs break the huddle, Chauncey Lovett goes off to the right. Hansen and Martinson off to the left. Cadoon in the backfield. And Hansen goes in motion to the right. And Hoisted throws the ball. He's got Martinson right in the middle of the field, and he skips and runs into the end zone for a touchdown. Beautifully athletic play by Martinson as he makes a few guys miss and slip away from his legs with that high step and gets into the end zone for 6 more points for Sargent County, extending the lead 26-0 with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. Once again, I expect Olson here to go for 2 as the field conditions are not so conducive for kicking the ball. And they'll line up in an I formation, and Hansen off to the right. They'll send Hansen in motion, and Hoisted will come back, look to his left, look up the middle, and he's got a man in the middle. And it looks like Martinson caught the 2-point conversion as well, and the Bulldogs put 2 more back on the board, bringing the score 28 Sargent County, 0 Maple River. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
RDK. Back here at Gaynor Field, 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. Sargent County has a 28-0 lead over Maple River as Sargent County kicks the ball off. And we've got a switch off here, and it looks like they'll get to about the 30-yard line. And on the return, we had Connor Dahl, and it looked like he passed the ball off to Carter Bosch. And they were able to pick up a few yards here, and they will start their drive right around the 31-yard line. 4 possessions for Sargent County and 4 scores, bringing the score up to 28-0 here as we are about the 3:20 mark in the first quarter. And the Raiders try to get set here. Puts a man in motion. Hands the ball off to Dahl on the middle right side. And he's able to pick up minimal gain of maybe a yard. Maybe 2 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd and 8 for Maple River. As the clock continues to run. And the Raiders will line up with sort of 2 wings, one off to the right and left. They'll send one in motion, and Silling will take the ball and makes a few guys miss around the outside, but isn't able to get too much farther before he's pushed out of bounds. And he'll gain about 2 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 6 for Maple River. As Maple River breaks the huddle here, looks like they'll line up in sort of a wing, wishbone type of formation, I should say. They pitch the ball off to number 3, and he will run around the outside, makes a couple guys miss before the Bulldogs bring him down. Gains minimal yards there. That was wearing number 3, Carter Bosch for Maple River. And picking up a couple yards, we've got a 4th and 4 situation here as Grady Wheelander checks out. John Kotke checks into the game. And at this point in the game here, down 28, we'll see what they do. It looks like they may be going for it here on a 4th and 4 situation on their side of the field. Once again, looks like kind of a wishbone type of formation. Hilling tops back, and he does get the ball off, and he is caught right around the midfield line and makes a few spins, and that is Steven Drogan with a heck of a play to sort of salvage that. In the backfield there, Silling really had nowhere to go, sort of flung the ball out there in desperation. He did see Drogan over there. Drogan able to bring the ball down, make a couple of spin moves, and get the ball down to about the 44-yard line in Bulldog territory. And the Maple River Raiders are driving, keeping this drive alive. Fresh set of downs in Bulldog territory. Here we go. And they'll spread out here with 2 off to the left, 2 to the right. And they've got Dahl in the backfield as they'll hand it off to him right up the middle. And he'll pick up a couple of yards here before he's dragged back. About a 2-yard gain for Dahl. And it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Raiders as John Kotke checks in and Wittich checks out. Coach Olson had mentioned that Wittich had a little bit of a strain in, I believe, his shoulder area here, but he really wanted to play this last game. Here, his senior year, he's put up a great year so far. He might be kind of on the cusp of breaking the Bulldog record here, or at least tying it for most sacks in a season for Sargent County, as they'll split 2 off to the left, 2 to the right. And Silling will take the ball, rolls around his left, got pressure from Wheelander, and he goes down. Both Grady Wheelander and Luke Martinson were there, and that'll probably get attributed to Wheelander, and that'll bring up a decent loss on the play, putting the ball right at the midfield line, bringing up a 3rd and 16 for Maple River. And that'll do it here as the clock expires in the first quarter. We'll be back with some second quarter action here after just a minute. The visiting Maple River Raiders 0, Sargent County 28.
Searching for candidates to fill multiple positions. These customer-facing positions require a high level of organization, workflow management skills, the ability to work with and lead others, problem-solving skills, and the drive to deliver an outstanding customer experience. Available positions include shop foreman and service technician. Compensation package based on experience. If interested in joining our team, upload your resume at planterdoc.com.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. Scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District for more information. Tonight's sponsor with the Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is Northern Plains Egg.
Back in action here at Gaynor Field in Milner, North Dakota. And the second quarter is beginning. And we've got a 3rd and 16 situation right at the midfield. 28-0 Sargent County as the ball gets flipped off to the right here. That's number 3. And he's got room down the sideline. It's number 3, Carter Bosch, with a nice gain on the play. He's not going to make first down, but it'll make it a heck of a lot easier in a 4th down situation. as they've got the ball at about the 39-yard line or so, and it'll be 4th down and 5 yards to go for Maple River as they pick up about 11 there on that play from Bosch. And the Raiders will spread things out a little bit here with 2 off to the right, 2 off to the left. And that's Bosch in the backfield, but Silling will keep the ball, run up the middle, and he is going to be marked probably a little bit short from what I can tell. Sargent County will take the ball over right around the 35-yard line in Bulldog territory with 11 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. First 4 possessions for the Bulldogs. We're able to put one into the end zone on each one of those possessions and give them a 28-0 lead here. Now just starting the beginning of the second quarter as the Bulldogs line up with 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Cadoon in the backfield. They'll send Nick Hansen in motion and pitch it to him off to the right, and Hansen makes a couple of guys miss, and a swarm of Raiders bring him back. He'll get a little forward progress on the play. Looks like he'll probably pick up about 6 yards. I'm sorry, not 6 yards. About 6 yards. Yep, we'll check that. We'll call it 6. 2nd and 4 for Sargent County as Hoisted takes the play call in from Olson. And the Bulldogs will line up. Nick Hansen to the near side. Chauncey Lovett off to the far side. Cadoon in the backfield. And they'll send Lovett in motion, and they'll pitch it to him. Same play on the other side, but the footings, the ground conditions here being a little wet, it looks like Lovett tried to make a cut, but the ground took him down, and it'll be 3rd and a long 4 to 5 yards for Sargent County. And the Bulldogs appear to line up in an I formation with Nick Hansen off to the far side. And they'll hand it off to Cadoon up the middle, who cannot bring him down. And Cadoon's got one man to beat as he crosses over the 35-yard line. And that'll be a first down for Sargent County. They'll mark him down right around the 32-yard line in Raider territory. And the Bulldogs will keep this thing rolling. And the Bulldogs will line up in the I. Nick Hansen off to the near side here. And they'll hand it off to Trainer. And Trainer will pick up a couple of yards on the play. About a 2 to 3 yard gain there. Bringing up a 2nd and 8 yards to go for Sargent County. As Sargent County looks to go 5 for 5 for scoring here. As they march downfield, and they'll line up again in an I formation with Nick Hansen off to the right. Cadoon and Trainer in the backfield. And the Raiders are stacking the box again in a 4 and 4. And Hoisted steps back, looks downfield. He's got Martinson across the right side, and Martinson is going downfield here to about the 10, but it looks like there is a flag out on the field. And we will see what the officials come back with. And prior to the pass, we have a holding on the defense. That penalty is declined, and they will move the chains. And Sargent County will have be in the red zone here again in striking distance, and they're inside the 10-yard line, so it'll be about the 8-yard line is where they'll mark him. 1st and goal for Sargent County. And it looks like they've only got about 7 seconds left to go here before they would get a delay of game. They get the ball off, and the pass is over to Wittich on the left side, and he's able to march into the end zone for a touchdown for Sargent County with 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. And Wittich with a nice grab on an 8-yard touchdown catch, putting the Bulldogs 6 more points on the board with a 34-0 lead here with 8:45 left to go in the second. And Coach Olson and the Bulldogs will once again go for 2. And I formation, Hansen off to the right again. Hoisted takes the snap and hands it off to Kadoon right up the middle, and he plows through for 2 more points. Kaboom Kadoon. 2 more on the board for Sargent County, bringing the score 36-0. 8:45 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be back in just a minute.
Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on Your Live Event.
Back here at Gaynor Field as Benson sets to kick off. And it goes right in between the 2 that were back deep and go into the end zone, and the ball will be automatically placed down there at the 25-yard line is where Maple River will start their drive. Both Dahl and Bosch were back deep to receive. And that slippery ball just kind of went right in between them, and I would venture to guess they both just said, hey, we're going to let her go. We'll take the ball at the 25. It's a safe play. And that is where Maple River will begin. As Maple River breaks the huddle. And they'll line up again here in kind of a wishbone type of formation. And they'll flip it over to Bosch, it looks like, on the left side there. And the Bulldogs are all over it. And they will lose a ton of yards on the play. Probably about a 5-yard loss for Maple River, bringing up a 2nd and 15 for the Raiders. Nowhere to go really there for them as the Bulldogs read that one up good. We've seen that, I think, a few times here as we watched some tape earlier in the season from a few games. It looked like when they run that sort of wishbone, they kind of tend to favor Bosch a little bit there, flipping it off to the left side there, and Sargent County was all over it as they line up with 2 to the right, near side, 1 to the left, far side, and the ball goes through the hands of Preston Dowse. But we do have a penalty on the play, and we'll see what the officials come back with. And that is an illegal motion, and that penalty will be declined. So Sargent County will prefer the loss of down on that play, as they didn't really get anywhere there. Intended receiver on that was the sophomore Preston Dowse. His older brother, Caleb, who is a senior, is injured for the game here, and he has completed his senior season by the looks of it here, looking at the scoreboard so far, and we'll check in on that Hankinson game here around the half and see what kind of score is happening there to see what Maple River's chances are here on the season of making postseason. They've got a long stretch to go here. First thing they need is a win tonight. So Looks like Robert Mund checks out of the game.
Hanson back deep to receive for the Bulldogs.
And we've got a 4th and 3 situation. Nothing to do but punt here as they are pinned a little deeper down in Bulldog territory. I'm sorry, in Raider territory. Takes the snap, does get the ball off, and a pretty decent kick considering the weather here. And it looks like they'll down it right around the 38-yard line, 38, 39-yard line. Still on this side of the field in Raider territory, and we've got 7 minutes and 2 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. And it does look like Maple River is going to take a timeout here on the field. First timeout of the game. Our timeouts here on your live event broadcasts are brought to you by Bank North. At Bank North, they take community to heart, helping their customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities that they serve. They're more than just a bank at Bank North. Bank North is a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking. To learn more, visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
October 17th, and should have apparel in time for next Saturday's playoff game.
And looking at a few other scores reported here across the region, Richland appears to have a 24-6 lead with 6 minutes left to go in the second, 24-6 against Enderlin. And no scoring reported yet from either of the other two regional games that are going on this evening. As Sargent County lines up with one to the left, one to the right. Trainer in the backfield with Hoisted as it's given to Trainer, and Trainer tries to get around to the outside, and a big loss. And that is the quarterback on the other side, T. Silling, who wrapped up Trainer in the backfield, and the Bulldogs got a big loss there on the play. And that'll be about, that looks like it's about 17 yards to go, probably a loss of 7 or 8 at least on the play, probably about 8 yards. As the Bulldogs will have a long second down to go. They have trips off to the left, one to the right. Trainer in the backfield. And Hoisted passes over to Lovett, who's got a little room and does make Preston Dow's miss, and then is eventually brought down. And they'll make up a bunch of yards on that play. And they'll be at about 3rd down and 3 yards to go. As Hoisted takes the play in, the play clock continues to go down here, keep running at 5 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs line up with Lovett off to the far side and Hanson on the left. And they'll hand the ball off to Trainer, and Trainer will advance a few more yards. He'll be close to the first down marker, probably a little bit short depending on where they mark him. And he's got about a half a yard to go. 4th and about a half a yard for Sargent County. And the play clock still keeps rolling. And the Bulldogs will line up in an I with Hanson off to the left. And they're stacking the box as they typically like to do. They give it to Cadoon up the middle, and Cadoon is able to get a first down and keep the chains moving for Sargent County. And the important thing, I think, here for Olsen and the crew, keep that clock rolling. And it looks like the Bulldogs once again line up in an I. Hanson off to the left. And Hoisted will step back to pass, looks downfield, and that ball is picked off. And Maple River will get the ball back. That is Connor Dahl on the interception, and that will be the first drive here that Sargent County does not put one into the end zone. And Maple River will take the ball over here, and let's see where they end up spotting it. Right around the 15-yard line or so. And Larry Fontaine is going to want to try to get something going here with this group of kids. Appears to be likely the last game here of the season for some of these senior athletes. And they'll want to get some points here on the board, and this time they'll spread things out a little bit. They've got 2 off to the right, 2 off to the left, and they've got Dahl in the backfield. Zilling takes the snap, and he's going to run it to himself up the middle. He's got a guy to miss, and Wittich, it looks like, kind of gave him a shoulder to get him to the ground. And a little bit of a check there almost as they pick up about 7 or 8 yards on the play. 7 yards, we'll call it, and second and about 3 to go. And they've got 2 off to the far side, 2 to the near side. Dahl in the backfield with Silling, and we're going to have a flag here before the play is even blown. And it looks like that will be a delay of game on the offense. The play clock did wind all the way down to 0. And that'll bring them back 5 yards here, bringing up second and about 8 for the Raiders. Check that, it'll be about 2nd and 7 for this Raider team. And once again, they're going to spread things out a little bit. 2 to the far, 2 to the near. Dahl in the backfield. Silling will take the snap, and he'll run it off to the left outside and is able to pick up a few yards on the play. And we'll see where they end up marking him. He'll get relatively close. Got a little over a yard, probably 2 yards to go, bringing up 3rd and 2 for the Raiders. And Maple River looks like they'll line up in kind of a wishbone type of formation. And they'll hand it off to Carter Bosch. Bosch will bring it up the middle, and he will get a first down for the Raiders. And the play clock continues to wind down here with 2 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the first half. And this time they'll spread things out again. 2 off to the left, 2 off to the right. And Dahl in the backfield. They'll send Bosch in motion, but they'll give it to Dahl. And Dahl's got nowhere to go as the Bulldogs were all over that play. And they'll lose probably a yard, bringing up 2nd and 11 for the Raiders. And that play clock still winds down, 1 minute and 21 seconds to go. And they'll line up in, once again, kind of that wing wishbone type of formation. And he'll stop back, and the ball is picked off by Nick Hansen. And Hansen stays on his feet, and stiff arm to Bosch, able to kind of stay on his feet a little bit longer. And Sargent County will take the ball over again inside the 40-yard line. It looks like they'll mark him right around the 36-yard line of on the Raiders side of the field. with 1 minute and 7 seconds left to go here in the first half. And they'll have an I formation with one off to the right. And Hoisted will hand it off to Trainer on the right middle, and he makes a few guys miss. Up, down, and he does get inside the 10-yard line. Past the 5, it almost looks like, as Trainer's just straight up speed up the middle. We saw it a little bit earlier where he was able to be patient for some blocks to sort of develop. But here, I mean, he knew when to turn on the jets as well, and it'll be the clock will keep winding here with 51 seconds left to go. It's first down and goal at about the 5-yard line. One off to the left, and they'll give it back to Trainer, who will run up the middle, and he will get a few yards maybe on the play, bringing up second down and about 3 yards into the end zone as it's second and goal. And it looks like Sargent County will try to get a playoff here as they hand it off to Cadoon up the middle. And it looks like they'll give it to him. And Cadoon gets into the end zone for a touchdown. 6 more points here for Sargent County as they extend their lead 42-0. And 21.1 seconds left to go here in the first half. And once again, they'll line up to do a 2-point conversion. The field, if you hadn't seen earlier, a little bit slick to try to kick the extra point as they tried to earlier. Hoisted throws it in the back of the end zone, and that looks like it is caught by Whittish for 2 more points, extending the Bulldog lead 44-0 here with 21 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll be back in just a minute.
It's cleaner with Gleaner and less money, too. Find the savings on Gleaner combines at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada. Now, listen to this. 0.99% interest, less than 1% interest, 0.99 interest for 5 years on all new Gleaner combines, or choose 0% interest for 24 months. These Gleaner combines are getting raving reviews from the demonstrations and from those who have purchased Gleaner combines this summer. Gleaner combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9, North Ada.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool.
And back here in Milner, as Benson kicks it off to Maple River, and they'll take the ball off here to the near side and able to cross the 25-yard line. And it looks like Martinson got the tackle on the play. That was, I believe, let's see here, number 4, Preston Dowes on the return. And they'll mark them down here at about the 26-yard line they'll place it at. 11 seconds left here to go. And it looks like they may kneel it down, take this thing into the second half. And the play clock will wind down to 0. And that'll be the score at the half. 44 Sargent County, 0 for Maple River. It's halftime. We'll be back in just a few minutes for a halftime show here on your live event.
Club and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota. If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsboro, Maddox, Page, and Castleton. or visit our website, www.onstedlaw.com.
Here's Trail District Health Unit Administrator Brenda Stallman with a timely health tip for the women in our lives.
October is a good time to take heed to that annual reminder of getting your mammogram. All women should be getting screened for breast cancer. Mammograms are essential. You can catch lesions that are far smaller than what you can see with the naked eye or feel with your fingers. So please take that moment to schedule your mammogram.
Contact Trail District Health Unit in Hillsborough to learn more on breast cancer prevention during this National Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Dakota Heritage Bank, serving you with 10 locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota, has a strong background in ag and business lending, but they can also help with auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. Dakota Heritage Bank is a family-owned community bank where decisions are made locally. Our friendly staff greets you with a smile, takes the time to get to know you, and can help you with your banking needs. Visit us online, dhbanknd.com. Dakota Heritage Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us. The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Welcome back here at halftime here in Milner. And we're at Gaynor Field here, halftime of the Sargent County Bulldogs against the Maple River Raiders. The score right now at half is 44 for Sargent County and 0 for Maple River. We'll give you a little breakdown here of what all occurred in the first half. Obviously, all Bulldogs here. 10 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the first quarter. We had a 14-yard run punched in by Colton Cadoon, and the extra point attempt was no good, and we'll have that here on that possession as well as the next one. A little bit of slick conditions out there, not real conducive for kicking extra points, as the Bulldogs found out early. And just after that, the Bulldogs did, I want to call it maybe a squib kick, or maybe it was a, they didn't mean to get the ball back, but bounced off of one of the Maple River Raider players. They were able to retain possession, and James Traynor ran for a 49-yard touchdown just a few seconds later, bringing the score up 12-0 for Sargent County. And about 3 minutes later, Sargent County had gotten the ball back, and Hoisted made a pass over to Wittich for 30 yards into the end zone, and Colton Cadoon punched it in for the 2-point conversion, bringing the score up 20-0. And with 3 minutes left and 26 seconds in the first quarter, Sargent County possessed the ball again, and Hoisted made a 40-yard pass to Martinson, and Martinson also caught the 2-point conversion play that was thrown to him, I guess, bringing the score 28-0. Into the second quarter we go. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left. Sargent County had the ball back at the 8-yard line, and Hoisted made a pass over to Wittich for 8 yards that went into the end zone. Cadoon for the extra 2-point conversion on a run. And finally, with 21 seconds left to go in the second quarter, Cadoon ran the ball in at the 3-yard line, and Wittich was able to catch a pass in the end zone to convert 2 more points on the board, bringing the score 44-0 here at halftime. Looking around here at other scores around 9-man football. Scoring update at halftime, Richland and Enderlin. Richland has a 32-12 lead, and a game that we were kind of keeping our eye on for the number 2 spot. in the region. The winner of this game gets number 2. The loser of the game will end up with the 3 seed in Region 1 football. That's Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion. Right now, last score update that I had got, just a minute left here in the first quarter. They were up 12-6 over the Wyndmere-Lidgerwood Warbirds. No score posted yet here for Grigsby, Dakota, and Hankinson, which Hankinson would have needed to lose, as well as Maple River win tonight for Maple River to get into the playoffs. No score update there. Surrey is up 8-6 over Alexander. Grant County Flasher is up 34-8 against Napoleon Gackle Streeter. The number 3 ranked New Rockford Cheyenne is on top of North Border, 42-0 at halftime. And our number 4 ranked West Hope Newburgh Glenburn is leading Mohall Lansford Sherwood 34-6 at the end of the first half. Other scores around the state. Linton HMB Strasburg Zeeland is up 34-6 against Kidder County. Lewis and Clark Berthold has a 14-6 lead over Tioga. The number 5th ranked North Prairie has a 46-0 lead right now at the end of the half against Four Winds. New Salem Almont is on top of Richard and Taylor Hebron 50-6 with just about coming into halftime there. And looking at the 11A division, a few scores from around the state. The number 1 ranked Velva Garrison Drake Animus has a 52-7 lead over Ray Powers Lake. Killdeer with a 33-6 lead on Hart River. And over in over in Mayville, I believe they're playing at Mayville State University. The Lisbon Broncos have a 34-6 lead right now at the end of the half over the Patriots. Central Cass, the 5th ranked team in the 11A division, is up 43-0 against Harvey Wells County. Number 2 ranked Kindred has a 30-7 advantage. Actually, it looks like that game, it's showing right now that it's a final, 30-7 over Ellendale Edgeley Column. Cavaliers all knotted up with Thompson with 10 minutes left to go in the third quarter at 6-6. And that is about it that I've got here for the 11A division. We'll take a quick break here and be back in just a few minutes.
I'm Mandy Latour. I'm confident in the game, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is hiring a full-time play-by-play sports announcer and broadcast sales representative. Duties include selling advertising time for radio, digital, video streaming, and regional cable TV. Play-by-play responsibilities include live play-by-play of local sporting events for radio, video streaming, and regional cable TV broadcasts. Wage plus talent and commission pay structure with full-time benefits package offered. For more information or to apply, email apply@rjbroadcasting.com. That's apply@rjbroadcasting.com.
Hey growers, when working on your water management solutions, call Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. They are your water management contractor, helping you with tile drainage plans, service drainage plans, or both. Remember, water management is a lifetime investment. Call Chad 701-430-0182 to get your water problem solved. For more information, follow Chad's Excavating on Facebook. For tile drainage and service plans, call 701-430-0182. Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
I'm Mandy Latour. I'm confident in the game, and when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
I'm Darian Bitts. I'm confident on and off the field. And when it's time for college, I'm confident Bank of North Dakota will help me make good student loan decisions. Visit bnd.nd.gov/confident.
Triple E Incorporated in Page is cheering on the Raiders as they compete on and off the court and field. They put in the effort to build a team with trust, experience, and the ability to accomplish their goals. The team at Triple E Incorporated is built the same way, with knowledge and experience, with timeliness and efficiency. For your next non-residential building project, go online to eeeinc.com or stop by the office in Page for more information. Make your next project a winner with the team at Triple E Incorporated in Page.
At Enbridge, we believe sustainability is the foundation of our success. How well we perform as a steward of our environment, a safe operator of essential energy infrastructure, a good neighbor, and a diverse employer defines our success. Learn more about Enbridge's environmental, social, and governance commitments and our Indigenous Reconciliation Plan at enbridge.com.
Let's get real. Get ready for a place that's big enough to grow and small enough to care. The University of Minnesota Crookston offers more than 35 majors, minors, and certificates. Earn a University of Minnesota degree, where you can make a difference in a close-knit community. Faculty become friends and friends feel like family. You don't need a big city, just big dreams. The University of Minnesota Crookston. Real, hands-on, and will get you ready for anything.
Back here at Gaynor Field in Milner, North Dakota, as we're just about set to kick off here. Got a few minutes left to go. Looks like they did just put in a couple more minutes left to go here before they'll kick the ball off. And Maple River should end up with the ball here first to start off the second half of play here in the final game of the regular season for both squads, as we've got playoffs that'll be starting here next week. And it appears Sargent County will have a home football game that they'll be hosting here, I believe in Gwinner, actually, for the first round, as they've got the number 1 ranking here in Region 1. And battling out for the number 2 spot in the region will be the winner of tonight's game of Wyndmere Lidgerwood versus Lemoore Litchville Marion. Last score update, LLM was up 12-6 over the Warbirds. And to give a quick recap here, I guess, of a few stats. Colton Cadoon with 2 touchdowns so far today, 2 running touchdowns. And quarterback Michael Hoisted, 3 touchdown passes, 2 to Wittich, 1 to Martinson, and 1 interception so far here on the day for the Bulldogs. Looking so far here on the season, to kind of recap here, as we've got about 45 seconds left to go here until kickoff. Thus far in the year, the Maple River Raiders so far have a 5-3 record on the season. Their first win this year came as a big one, 46-6 over Enderlin. Came away with a loss, 2 back-to-back losses against Hankinson and then Wyndmere Lidgerwood, and then had a nice middle end of the season run here of 4 consecutive wins in a row for the Raiders, as they beat Larimore, Griggs, Mid-Coda, Hatton, Northwood, and Richland before losing last week to Lemoore Litchville Marion 46-19. Sargent County, pretty easy to go over their schedule here, as they've made a sweep so far on the season, posting an 8-0 record on the year. And the rankings in the state right now have them at the number 1 overall ranking. And after this weekend, it'll be determined exactly what their overall seed is here in the state, and determine where they will kind of end up playing in weeks 3 and 4, depending on what kind of seed they end up giving them. I would not be surprised if they remain number 1 with home field advantage here throughout the playoffs, as Benson makes a nice kick here to start off the second half, and they were going to let it roll, but it looks like Bosch will pick it up, and he'll run around the right side, makes a couple of guys miss, and he will get down at about the 16-yard line. And Bosch with it looked like they were going to try to see if it would roll into the end zone. Looked like it stopped just a little bit short before they needed to pick the ball up there and try to make something happen before they were pinned back deep in their own territory. And so they'll start the ball at the 16 with a 1st and 10 to start off the second half here in Milner at Gaynor Field for the last regular season game here for both teams in 9-man football as playoffs begin next week. And the Raiders will line up here. It looks like they'll have one off and a wing onto the kind of the right side. There's the hand off the ball to Bosch. Bosch will go around the outside, but it looks like he won't really pick up a whole lot of gain before he is pushed out of bounds. They'll gain maybe a yard on the play, bringing up 2nd and 9 for the Raiders. And Silling takes the play call in from Coach Larry Fontaine. And the Raiders will come up to the line of scrimmage. And they'll line up in a shotgun. They'll send Bosch out on a option, but it'll go through his hands, and the ball is loose. And it looks like the Bulldogs will pick it up. And it'll be in the end zone for a touchdown. They sent Bosch on sort of a motion off to the left side as he followed Silling off to the left. And they pitched the ball over to him, run right through his hands. And the ball ended up rolling into the end zone. And we have 6 more points here on the board for Sargent County. Who recovered that? Did you see? Okay, I didn't see either. We'll get who got that touchdown here recovered. And they do bring Benson back out, and he is able to kick it through for an additional point. And I'll check here as we take a break. It was really hard to see as that was on the far side of the field who ended up with that one in the end zone. And we'll be back here in just a minute. Bulldogs 51, Raiders 0.
Loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
And back here at Sargent, back here at Gaynor Field, I should say, in Milner. And it looks like it was Josh Wittich is the rumor around the box here, that he was the one that was able to recover that in the end zone for a Bulldog touchdown on the defensive side with 10 minutes and 9 seconds left to go in the third as Benson boots it off. And the ball is fielded on the far side. And it looks like he'll get to right around a little over the 30-yard line mark. And that was Drogan on the catch there. And we'll see if that's where they spot him. Looks like they'll spot him right around the 28-yard line. So they've got a lot of folks, both on the offensive, defensive side, lined up in the box in that wishbone type of formation as they hand it up the middle. And that's Dahl who charges through with a nice gain. And he'll pick up 7 or 8 yards on the play. We'll call it 7, bringing up 2nd and 3. And everybody lined up in the box here again tonight on this play. And they'll hand it off to Bosch, it appears. And he's met by a lot of Bulldogs there. Athens Zernheld on the stop for Sargent County.
No gain on the play.
And everybody lined up in the middle of the field again in a wishbone type of formation, as the Bulldogs also have 8 in the box as they hand it off to Bosch, who goes around the left side and is able to get a little bit of yardage on the play, but he'll be short of the first down, and it'll be 4th and very short, maybe a half a yard to go here for the Raiders. 8 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Coming off of their last possession here, if you're just tuning in or happen to miss it. Ball was pitched off to Bosch in the backfield on their last possession. Ball ended up in the end zone, and the Bulldogs recovered for a score as they are in a shotgun formation with 2 to the right, 2 to the left. He's got some pressure and throws the ball downfield, and it looks like he does not come down with the play on the catch on that one. Ball looks like it was intended for number 5 for the Maple River Raiders, Steve Drogan, on an incomplete pass that was near the sideline on the far side of the field. And the Bulldogs will take over on downs. Coach Olson has kind of mentioned throughout the year here that, he strongly feels that this Bulldog team, prior to tonight anyway, has yet to kind of play their best football that he knows that this team is capable of. A lot of these players, haven't had the opportunity to really play a full game yet here today, this season as well. But we've got Peyton Berg in the backfield at this time, and they hand the ball off to him as he rolls around the right side and picks up a nice gain of about 5 yards on the play. And we'll call that 4 to 5 yards. Second and 5, 6 yards to go here for Sargent County. As the first team stays in here, I know Coach Olson wants these guys to have a little bit of more of experience with having a full game. Once they get into this playoff set, a lot of these teams that they haven't seen yet, it's hard to know how you're going to match up with different teams from different regions. Sargent County lines up in an I formation, and they'll hand the ball off to Berg again, who gets minimal yardage on the play, gets about to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit further. And it looks like they'll stick right with where the line of scrimmage was, and it'll stay 3rd and about 6 yards to go for Sargent County as the clock still ticks down here with 6:48 left to go in the third quarter. And once again, well, it looks like they'll have Kadoon will kind of line up in somewhat of a wing formation as he goes in motion to the right. They'll hand the ball off to Peyton Berg again. Berg goes around the outside. He's able to get a first down, and he keeps going before he is knocked nearly out of bounds. The play clock will still keep rolling, and the Bulldogs will have a first down and 10 to go again here inside the 20-yard line on the Raider side of the field. Sargent County so far this year has had a pretty good advantage when it comes to some of their second-string players. As I mentioned earlier here tonight, 18 on the roster for the season for Maple River, and only 13 dressed here tonight. Bulldogs with around 35 on their roster. Really strong with about over 10 seniors on the roster as well. As Peyton Berg takes the ball again up the middle. But we do have a few flags that have been thrown here on the play. So they did get an illegal motion there on that play. 2 guys from Sargent County were in motion at the same time, which will get you a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st and 15 for Sargent County. So 1st and 15 for Sargent County as the play clock began to wind again here after the ball was set. Hoisted hands it off to Berg again. And Berg is not the starting back here, but definitely a solid runner here for Sargent County. Able to make a few men miss. Hard-hitting kid, and has been a good asset here to the team so far this year. And the depth that Sargent County has is something that I know a lot of 9-man teams would dream of. Sargent County, the last since 2007, I believe, have been a 11-man program. This is their first year back down into 9 as one of the larger programs, I would say, on the 9-man side. And Berg takes the ball again for another consecutive carry, and he'll get back the yards that were lost on the illegal motion just a play ago, and maybe even a little bit extra. It'll be 3rd and 10 for Sargent County with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left to go and rolling. And the Bulldogs have a solid roster here this year. Obviously, in these smaller towns in North Dakota, that can vary from year to year when you got a good group of athletes and a group of seniors here. A lot of them had decent playing experience before. Some starters like senior Grady Wielander and a few of the others that are on the offensive line as well have been starting since their sophomore year. And looks like they were able to pick up maybe another 2 yards on the play, bringing up 4th down and 8 yards to go. And I just saw Grady Wielander, most of his family wants me to say Wielander, so I'll say Wielander here on this one. Earlier on the season, he did kick a couple of extra points for the Bulldogs, and the foreign exchange student Bjarne Benson lines up for the kicked 3 in, and that one was good from a mile away, you guys. And Benson knocks it in to put 3 more points on the board for Sargent County, giving them a 54-0 lead here. We've got 3 minutes and 4 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. Sargent County 54, Maple River 0. We'll be back in just a minute.
Located on the beautiful Goose River in Hillsboro, the Goose River Golf Club offers both recreational and experienced golfers a great round. It's a 9-hole course open to the public, located right off exit 104 on I-29. The Goose River Golf Club in Hillsboro offers annual memberships for singles and families, also college memberships, first-time memberships, and outside 30-mile radius of Hillsboro membership available as well. Men's Day is Wednesday, Ladies' Day is Tuesday. You can learn more about getting on the Goose River Golf Club, gooserivergolfclub.com.
Hometown Community Bank serves both the Hope Page and Maple Valley School Districts. If you're interested in an egg loan, real estate, consumer, or commercial loan, Hometown Community Bank can serve you. Give Dwight a call at either branch location in Page or Fingal. Ask Janine about the competitive certificates of deposit.
Back here at Gaynor Field as Benson kicks the ball off, and the ball is fielded inside the 20-yard line. That is number 4 for Maple River, Preston Dowes, the sophomore that is 5'10" and 135 pounds. And he will bring the ball up near the 30-yard line to start off this next drive here for the Maple River Raiders. And they will place the ball right at the 30 as Maple River will once again line up in a wishbone type of formation. And they'll hand the ball off, it looks like, to Bosch over there on the left side, left far side. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. And we'll call it 3 yards, bringing up 2nd and 7 for Maple Valley.
Gain 3 on the play brings up 2nd and 7 for the Raiders.
As Kadoon checks out here on defense. And once again, same formation with a wishbone type of formation. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. And it looks like Maple River is watching that game clock, play clock, wind down a little bit. And they flip it over to Bosch on the left side, and he is able to get a few yards on the play before getting pushed out of bounds. But with the score at where it's at, the play clock, game clock here will kind of keep rolling as we're inside 2 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. And that play by Bosch brings up a 3rd and a long one, probably 2 yards. And again, watching that clock wind down a little bit, and they'll hand the ball off to Bosch again. And that'll be John Kotke on the stop as he helps Bosch up. Lost a few yards on the play, bringing up 4th and a long 5, maybe 6 yards to go for Maple River. And a few guys here out on the defensive side for Sargent County. Wearing number 79 is Robert Mund. Also number 84 is checked into the game. Tristan Peterson, the freshman that is 6 foot. Wearing number 84 as a defensive back. And he'll play wide receiver on the offensive side. And they'll take it on 4th down and try to go for it. And a handful of Bulldogs are there, including what I had just called. Robert Mund was in on that play. Wyatt Degenstein in on that play. And Kotke on that play. A handful of Bulldogs, Logan Bope as well. As the Bulldogs will take over on downs right at the 36-yard line on the Maple River side of the field. And they will take a timeout. Our timeouts here again are brought to you by Bank North. At Bank North, they take the community to heart, helping their customers achieve their financial goals while supporting and improving the great rural communities that they serve. They're more than just a bank. Bank North is a community partner that you can always count on. It's values-based banking. To visit more, visit ibanknorth.com, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. And don't forget to stick around for the Enbridge Player of the Game. Life takes energy. Enbridge, energy for life. Visit enbridge.com for career opportunities. And Sargent County will get the ball back. Jace Fury will check in here at quarterback, and he'll hand the ball off. And that looks like it's probably Ryan Ing in on the play as well, on the carry to give a couple more yards here to Sargent County. And we'll have a 2nd and 8 situation for the Bulldogs. And the clock will wind down, and we've got 5 seconds and rolling of the third quarter. Fourth quarter here action right ahead of you after a minute.
Market rates. Hometown Community Bank is a community bank and proud of the communities they serve, and they wish the best of luck to the Maple River Raiders for many years moving forward with the co-op. Hometown Community Bank is a member of the FDIC.
Hope Page Public Schools are committed to the development of all students by providing a high-quality education that is reflective of the strong values in our communities. The staff at Hope Page Public Schools work each day to enable and inspire students to achieve academic excellence and make positive contributions to our world. Learn more about Hope Page Public Schools by visiting hopepage.k12.nd.us. We are Hope Page, and we will change the world.
Farmers, are you expanding, upgrading, or want to automate? Visit with the experienced staff at Hope Electric to learn about the latest electrical systems and the newest technologies that they have developed to make your operation more efficient. Get a custom system in place with features like iPad truck loading and remote view grain storage, touchscreen controls, hazard monitoring systems, and wireless cellular cameras to protect your assets. Hope Electric, serving the agricultural and commercial industry since 1978. Visit hopeelectric.com or call 701-945.
Back here to begin the fourth quarter as Sargent County hands the ball off again here. That is Ryan Ing on the play, picking up a couple of yards, bringing 3rd and 6 to sorry, folks, 3rd and 6. It's that time of year, I tell you. As some of the second string squad is now in here for Sargent County. And the play clock remains going as Fury hands the ball off, and that's number 38 again, Peyton Berg. And the play clock continues to roll here. As we've got 4th and 3, and the ball gets handed off once again to Ryan Ing. And they'll be short, and the Raiders will take the ball over inside the 30-yard line on their side of the field. .10:31 here to go in this ball game. And checking in again on a few scores going on around 9-man. Updated score from the Wyndmere, Lidgerwood, Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion game. With 2 minutes left to go in the second, our score update that we have is 14-12, Wyndmere Lidgerwood with the lead. And a score update finally in here from Hankinson Griggs Coda. 12 for Hankinson and 6 for Griggs Coda. As they'll hand the ball off up the middle here, and he's got room, and that's Bosch. He's crossing the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, 5, and touchdown, and Maple River gets on the board with 6 points here with 10:15 to go in the ball game. And he was gone, folks. He had a couple of folks to miss, and it was all Bosch all the way to the end zone for a nice scamper. And the Raiders get to put a few points on the board here tonight. And that was inside the 30-yard line, so he got about 71 yards on that play. And Silling will keep the ball, and he'll put 2 points on the board for the Raiders. 9 minutes and 30 seconds remain. The Raiders have 8 points, Sargent County 54. We'll be back in a minute.
6-0.
Mother Nature can strike at any time, and Irie Insurance is here to help. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
Home insurance, auto insurance, crop insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Go to IrieInsurance.com to get a free quote.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking.
And we are back here from Gaynor Field in Milner as the Raiders set to kick off after getting on the board here for the first time with 9:30 to go in the fourth quarter. And the ball is kicked, and that will roll out of bounds, giving Sargent County the ball at the 35-yard line to start off this drive. Carter Bosch, 71-yard scamper here to put them on the board, and I'm sure that's got to feel good for this team to get something on there. Sargent County absolutely dominating so far in the football game as Coach Olson checks in some of his second-string team. Jace Fury in at quarterback. Jace Fury is wearing number 16 out there as a sophomore, 165 pounds at 5'10". And the Bulldogs will, and there's another whistle here, and we've got a timeout from the Raiders. We'll take a quick break and be back at you.
Now working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Maple Valley Parents is a nonprofit organization whose main purpose is to promote, encourage, and support the Maple Valley.
And back here in Milner as Sargent County has the ball here, and the ball gets handed off right up the middle, and that is Peyton Berg on the run there. Some of the second stringers that are in here on this game, wearing number 12, Ryan Ing, or number 15, Wyatt Degenstein, 16 at quarterback, Jace Fury, number 26, Logan Bope, 38, Peyton Berg, number 44, Quentin Bauer Stadler, number 65, Aiden Anderson, and number 79, Robert Mund. And it'll get pitched to the outside, and that is Ing, and he'll take it back up the middle, and won't really get much for yardage there. Maybe a half a yard to a yard on the play, bringing up third and about 9 yards to go for Sargent County. And the play clock will keep rolling. 8:30 left to go here in the ball game. And number 82, Zabin Olafson, the sophomore, wearing number 82 at 5'9", 150 pounds, checks into the game. And Fury is taking the play call in from assistant coach Randy Searstead. And the Bulldogs only have 3 seconds left here to go on the play. Let's see if they can get the ball off, and they do. And they'll pitch it back to Ing. And Ing will get stopped for, they may give him forward progress to where he gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 4th and 9 for Sargent County. And they will look to punt it away, but it looks like, as the official signals the clock to keep rolling, and the Bulldogs will punt it away. Bosch is back deep to receive, and the ball gets kind of tipped and goes back behind the original line of scrimmage, and they'll down it. and I'm assuming it's because one of the players on Sargent County, it might have tipped one of their hands or their backs, I guess, on the way out to down it pretty much as a dead ball if Sargent County were to pick it up here. And as it appears here that this is probably the last game here for the Maple River Raiders, just going to acknowledge a couple of seniors that are out there. Some of them are on the sideline and injured as well, but wearing number 2 on the season, Caleb Dowes, was a senior, a wingback and free safety. Steve Drogan wearing number 5, and Dahl on the play. And it looks like Mund came up with a big tackle on it. Number 5, Steve Drogan, is a senior linebacker and wide receiver / tight end for the Raiders. Connor Dahl wearing number 8, who you just saw carry the ball at a linebacker and a fullback type of position. Bobby Bergfield wearing number 15 on the O-line and D-line. Kelvin Satram wearing number 12. He was got moved around a little bit here. He was playing center and defensive line for the Raiders this year. And Parker Chase, defensive line, offensive lineman, wearing number 52. And the final senior on the roster, Levi Trader, wearing number 72 for Maple River as an offensive and defensive line. Hats off to those guys here on their final game of their career here for the Maple River Raiders. And Sargent County takes a timeout here on the field. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. Your score, 54, Sargent County, 8 for Maple River. We'll be back in a minute.
Staff. MVP strives to strengthen and enhance the educational and social environment of the Maple Valley School District by providing opportunities for students, teachers, and parents to learn, socialize, communicate, and grow together. MVP Group welcomes anyone to join them in their mission. If you'd like to get involved or see upcoming events, check out the Maple Valley Parents Facebook page.
The Maple Valley School District is moving forward with the plan to build a new pre-K classroom, community fitness center, and gymnasium with locker rooms. The classroom will provide more space for a growing pre-K program. The fitness center will provide opportunities.
And back here at Gaynor Field, and Silling will drop back, looking to pass, but he'll scramble off to his left, and has got a little bit of open room, and he'll keep the ball in bounds. It looks like maybe they'll call that he did step out of bounds. From right here, it was a little hard to tell exactly, but the officials did mark him out of bounds, and they'll move the chains forward, and he'll get to right around the 19-yard line, it appears. I'm sorry, not the 19-yard line, the 14-yard line. And they are in striking distance again here, this Raiders team, as they try to put a few more points on the board. 5 minutes and 32 seconds and running. As Silling takes it back, throws a deep ball into the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown.
Touchdown Raiders.
That looks like it was number 31, Kelvin Satram, who's kind of been all over here. That is a senior that I had just announced here a few minutes ago. Played a little bit on as a center here, and I didn't quite see where they had him lined up on this play before the ball had snapped. He's kind of been in a few different positions here this evening as he is enjoying his last 4.5 minutes left to go here in his high school playing career, along with the rest of the seniors for this Maple River team. And it looks like they will line up to kick the extra point. And it's Satram, and they're going to miss the ball here. Satram's going to pick it up, throw the ball, and bat it away. And Satram, who you just saw score that touchdown, was going to try to boot it in here. The snap kind of got away from them and tried to make something out of nothing there. But the Bulldogs will make a stop there, keeping the score 54-14. We'll be back in just a minute.
all Maple Valley communities, and the gym will allow more opportunities for all activities of the Maple River Co-op. Plus, the plan is to build with no new taxes. Contact the business manager to see how you can help make this a reality today at 701-749-2570.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated, plus has extended harvest hours. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427.
As we're back here, Maple River looking to kick the ball off, as the Sargent County sideline is yelling, hey, watch for an onside here. But it looks like they'll boot it away. And Ing is not able to field it right away, but he does pick it up. And kind of runs around, has a little hole here to work with, and gets to about the 27-yard line. And that is where Sargent County will take over. And don't forget to stick around here after the game. We will announce a player of the game. Player of the game here on your live event is brought to you by Play of the game is brought to you by RDK Enterprises. RDK Enterprises of Hillsboro and Drayton. For precision planning updates, information, and questions, contact RDK Enterprises of Hillsboro and Drayton. 636-2119. And that is Ryan Ing on the carry here. And he gets about a yard here, bringing up 2nd and 9. Contact RDK Enterprises of Hillsboro and Drayton at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. RDK Enterprises is here to help you. As the Bulldogs check in an I formation with a wide receiver off to the near side. And the ball get pitched off to the far left there, and that is number 15, Wyatt Degenstein, and kind of able to maintain possession of that one there. Almost got away from him, and they'll lose about 6 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 15 for Sargent County with 3 minutes and 7 seconds and running left to go in the competition. And Sargent County looks to be advancing here to 9-0 on the season, advancing to a home playoff game next week. And Maple River appears to end their season here with a 5-4 record, as Fury rolls around the outside, cuts back to the inside, and is able to march forward for a couple extra yards and able to make kind of something out of nothing there. And Sargent County will have a 4th down situation here. 4th down and about 5 yards as the play clock keeps running. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go in the game. And they'll probably try and wind this down as there's 21 seconds left to go on the clock. And the Bulldogs are actually lining up here looking as if they're going to go for it. And they've got 2 receivers off to the far side as Fury rolls off to his left and has some pressure and is not able to get rid of it. And down will go Fury at around the 25-yard line, and that is where Maple River will take control of the ball with 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. And stick around here after the game is over. We will go over scores from across the region and across the state that have been reported in so far. And we will try and catch Coach Olson as well afterwards, after he ends his regular season at 9-0. Historic season here for Sargent County football. as they have the #1 overall ranking in the states in the polls. The overall ranking will be determined what their overall top team and seeds are this weekend. As Silling throws the ball deep, and he threw the ball kind of down towards the end zone, overshot the intended receiver, and that was number 72, Levi Trader, the senior, trying to get him into the end zone one last time here. At the end of the game here, we've got 1:22, and that play clock is going to keep rolling at this point in the game with the score differential. And the Raiders will line up with 2 off to the left, 2 off to the right. Dahl in the backfield, and Silling will take the ball himself and cut around the left side, remain, and they will call him out of bounds. And we've got a whistle here on the far side, and the Raiders will call a timeout with 53 seconds left to go in this game. We'll take a quick break here and be back at you in 30 seconds.
Or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in North Dakota. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the NDHSAA and the North Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Back here at Gaynor Field, 53 seconds left to go in the ball game. And Maple River had just called a timeout. 54 Sargent County, 14 for Maple River Raiders. And the Raiders will line up, it looks like, in an I with 1 off to the right. And they'll pitch it over to Bosch. Bosch will swing it over to Dahl. Dahl's going to throw it in the end zone. And that is an incomplete pass intended for number 5, Steven Drogan. And that, we've got about a, looks like they have not started the game clock here. We've got 30 seconds, or I'm sorry, 25 seconds and rolling here. Maple River with the ball again here. And throwing out a few different fun plays here. Why not at the end of the game? As we've got 10 seconds and rolling. Silling will hand it off up the middle. That's number 15, Bobby Bergfield, the senior. And Bobby will get the ball down to about inside the 20. And 4 seconds to go. And the Bulldogs maintain possession on the turnover on downs, which is why the play clock stopped with 4 seconds to go here as Fury lines up under center. And he will take the snap and take a knee, and that will do it, folks. Your final score here from Gaynor Field, 54 Sargent County, 14 for Maple River. Maple River's season comes to an end as Sargent County has the locked-in #1 seed in Region 1. We'll host a playoff game next Saturday. Time will be determined tomorrow afternoon. And the fireworks have taken off here in Milner as the two teams go and shake hands. And the Bulldogs head over to their end zone to celebrate a perfect 9-0 season for Sargent County. We'll be back with more halftime show and scores from around the state and region when we come back.
It was October 1st, 2009. We needed some machinery for the farm. We decided to see if we could become a dealer, and that's kind of grown into what it's been today.
We offer basically anything short line. Seed tenders, fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. We can really set ourselves apart by the knowledge we have in those things, by the amount of units we have on hand at all times.
I just have a passion for helping people, getting to know people. It just becomes a lot of fun.
RDK Enterprises is searching for candidates to fill multiple positions. These customer-facing positions require a high level of organization, workflow management skills, the ability to work with and lead others, problem-solving skills, and the drive to deliver an outstanding customer experience. Available positions include shop foreman and service technician. Compensation package based on experience. If interested in joining our team, upload your resume at planterdoc.com.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. Scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District for more information. Tonight's sponsor with the Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is Northern Plains Egg.
Back here at Gaynor Field, final score of tonight's game, 54 for Sargent County and 14 for Maple River. Maple River's season ends at 5-4, just missing the playoffs here. They would have needed a victory tonight as well as a Hankinson loss. And Sargent County Bulldogs, the fireworks are going off here yet still in Milner, and the team is celebrating off in the end zone on so far a perfect 9-0 season for the Sargent County Bulldogs, as they will likely host most, if not all, of the playoff games here in 9-man football on the season. Looking around here at 9-man across the region and across the state, scoring update from Richland and Enderlin. Richland has a 50-32 lead with 5 minutes left to go in the fourth. And a game to keep an eye on, battling for that number 2 seed here in Region 1. Lemoore Litchville Marion is on top of Wyndmere Lidgerwood 20-14. Wyndmere Lidgerwood with the ball, showing at 6 minutes left in the third. Hankinson Grigsman Coda battling it out. 8 minutes left in the second is the last scoring update that we had. And the score is Hankinson 12, Grigsman Coda 6. Final score from West Hope High School. West Hope Newburgh Glenburn defeats Mohall Lansford Sherwood 50-12. The number 3 ranked New Rockford Cheyenne beats North Border 63-12. Grant County Flasher over Napoleon Gackle Streeter 54-20. Alexander 26 to 8 lead right now over Surrey with 4 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Linton HMB at the end of the third quarter is over Kidder County 46-12. New Salem Almont with a 30-point advantage right now with 4 minutes left to go in the game over Richardson Taylor Hebron 50-20. North Star is on top of Larimore with 9 minutes left to go in the game, 54-12. The number 5 ranked North Prairie defeats Four Winds 54-8. And right now, over in the western part of the state, we've got a tie game between Tioga and Lewis and Clark Berthold. 30-30, and they are just starting overtime over there. Looking at the 11A division, Oaks defeats Northern Cass 39-19. Killdeer is ahead of Heart River 41-14 at the end of the third. The number 1 ranked Valva Garrison Drake Animus is defeated Ray Powers Lake 52-7. Right now, Lisbon has a 40-13 advantage with 5 minutes left in the fourth over Mayport CG. Central Cass, the 5th-ranked team in 11A, defeats Harvey Wells County 49-8. And the number 2-ranked Kindred defeats Ellendale Edgeley Column 30-7. We'll be back here in just a minute with head coach Eric Olson of the 9-0 Sargent County Bulldogs.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
But credit to the seniors. We got after things here tonight, and defense was rolling, offense was rolling, and it's kind of one of those where it was a fun night. It was proud of the guys.
Yeah, can't complain. Now we are looking at next week here. We've got the, let's see here. Hold on. Here we go. Next week we've got a home game, playoff game. What does it mean to have a home playoff game? And you're likely going to have a few locked in here. Travel, that does something to a team a little bit, right? How excited are you to be here? I believe it's in North Sargent?
Yeah, and that was, you get the 1 seed and you get to stay at home as long as you keep winning. So, it's exciting for our fans. I hope we can get a good crowd out here next week. I hope the weather cooperates. Our guys, they earned it because we've played well here for the most part, and I love driving the bus and going to different places. But you know what? I'm gonna love to sleep in my own bed and get on our own field and play in front of our home fans. So it's gonna be a fun ride.
Absolutely, Coach. I'll let you go celebrate here with your team. Best of luck to you here next week. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you around.
now you get to be a fan and watch from the sidelines and critique just like all of our other fans. Yep. So thanks for all you do here, Bryce. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you. Coach Eric Olson, the undefeated Sargent County Bulldogs, 9-0 here on the regular season. Historic year here for Sargent County program. We'll be back here in just a minute to go over a few more stats, recap of the game, and announce a player of the game as well as a play of the game.
It's cleaner with Gleaner and less money, too. Find the savings on Gleaner combines at Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada. Now, listen to this. 0.99% interest, less than 1% interest, 0.99 interest for 5 years on all new Gleaner combines, or choose 0% interest for 24 months. These Gleaner combines are getting raving reviews from the demonstrations and from those who have purchased Gleaner combines this summer. Gleaner combines from Ziegler Ag Equipment, Highway 9 North Ada.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota. If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving.
Back here at Gaynor Field, the fireworks are still rolling, and tonight the Sargent County Bulldogs solidify their spot at number 1 at 9-0 here in Maple River Raiders, ending their season at 5-4. Going through the game here one last time, Sargent County fires off with a touchdown 14-yard scamper by Colton Cadoon, the senior, to bring the Bulldogs up to 6-0 in the first. Just a few seconds later, the Bulldogs recover a kick that they were kicking off to Maple River. Kind of a squib kick, kind of an onside kick. We weren't really sure up here. I'm guessing it was more onside, but the Bulldogs did recover. James Traynor ran in for 49 yards, bringing the score up 12-0. Both extra points missed as the grass on the field was a bit wet. And going a little bit further into the first quarter, with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go, Hoisted passed to Whittish for 30 yards, and Cadoon with the punch-in for the 2 extra points, bringing the score up 20-0. Sargent County, 3 minutes and 26 seconds left. Pass from Hoisted over to Josh Whittish for 30 yards. To Martinson for 40 yards. And Martinson did get the 2-point play as well on a reception, bringing the score up 28-0. In the second quarter, Sargent County once again on a pass play from Hoisted to Whittish for 8 yards out. And Cadoon punched in the extra 2-point conversion, bringing the score up 36-0. And again in the second, with about 21 seconds to go, Cadoon punched one in again here for 3 yards, and Whittish caught the ball for the 2-point conversion, bringing the score up 44-0 coming into halftime. And with 10 minutes to go in the third quarter, there was a fumble on the play, and they had a pitch. Maple River had a pitch that was going out to Carter Bosch. That was fumbled and went into the end zone, where Josh Whittish recovered the ball, giving the Bulldogs a 51-0 lead with 10 minutes to go. And then a few minutes later, Bjarne Benson kicked in 3 extra points, bringing the score up 54-0. And then in the fourth quarter here, Carter Bosch with a beautiful 71-yard run, giving them 8 points on the board. And Satram caught a ball as well with 4 minutes and 24 seconds left to go. getting the final score to 54-14 here from Gaynor Field. It's time here for the Energy Player of the Game, brought to you by Enbridge. Enbridge. Life takes energy. Enbridge. Energy for life. Visit enbridge.com for career opportunities. And that player of the game this week, folks, we are going to give this one to Mr. Josh Wittich, who had 2 touchdowns on the day, 1 recovery in the end zone. 3 touchdowns on the day. 1 fumble recovery in the end zone in the third quarter, as well as a couple of receptions here to get the Bulldogs into the end zone in the first and second quarter. And finally, our play of the game. Our play of the game is going to go to number 2 from Sargent County, James Traynor, with 10 minutes and 34 seconds to go in the first quarter, ran a 49-yard touchdown in to put the Bulldogs up early, 12-0, and that was sort of the story of the game here after that. And we'll be wrapping up here from Gaynor Field. This is Bryce Hogness giving one final salute here on the air for the season, as we thank you for tuning in this season to your live event and to home Sargent County football games. It's been an honor to broadcast for you all. Hope you all have had a good evening, and we will see you next time.